So I'm out in the garage today working on the 84 project car. I'm gonna try and clean up these fender wells a little bit so I can start doing some rust repair. There's some rust there, some rust there, just a little bit everywhere. First I gotta get all the stuff scraped out of there. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that today. I don't know how much I'm gonna actually accomplish, but I figured I'd shoot a little video on it anyway. There's the aftermath on my shop floor. It's a whole lot of years of undercoating and rust and whatever. So the plan is make a patch panel to kind of weld in there. I'm gonna clean that up. There's a small hole here. I'll probably cut that out and replace that. There was another one there already welded up, and then the fender well's just got some holes that need to be cleaned up, get rid of all the rust, and then weld them up. So that didn't take that long, maybe 20 minutes. So I'll eventually get there. Finally starting to get some parts in for the 84. Getting a little work done. I think I time-lapsed some of the work I'm doing fixing the inner fender wells. The plan today is to go ahead and get the rear end out of this thing. I've got some Pour 15 rust stuff, so you paint over the rust with it. We're gonna get this rear end out and I'm gonna clean it up with the pressure washer, and then on Tuesday when the paint comes, I'm gonna get that thing all coated. I have a bunch of other stuff sitting up here from BMR. I have 2 lower control arms, I have an adjustable panhard rod, and I have a panhard rod brace relocation bracket thing. Then I've got some energy suspension sway bar bushings for the front and rear, and sway bar end links. These are Bluetooth, and I got to get that bar off so I can clean it up. The plan is probably to pull this engine and transmission out and get that K-member out and just go ahead and start fixing the rest of the things that need to be fixed. There's quite a bit of work to be done on this car still, and I'm still looking for a parts car, but we'll get there. I'm trying to do one thing at a time and make some progress. Got shocks and struts. Let's look at those real quick. These are not the fanciest shocks and struts. Actually, they're fairly inexpensive. However, I just need something to be able to move the car. The struts that are on here are 30 years old. They're pretty much gone as far as working at all. So I just got some KYB Excel. These are pretty inexpensive. I think the rears are like 20 bucks on Rock Auto, and the fronts were a bit more. I think I spent less than $150 for the set. So we're gonna be putting those on at some point, not today. I've got a bunch more work to get this fender well finished. I gotta clean up all this mess here, and see the seam sealer's gone. I wanna get the rest of the undercoating off, and I have some Raptor liner that's gonna go in there. I still have some rust repair. I gotta cut this here out, put in some new pieces, a little bit here and there, but I'm getting there. I did have to cut the panhard rod brace off because that was the bolt was seized up, so I just ended up cutting the bolt, and that was fun. And then those are the shocks. The shocks actually look pretty good. They clean up pretty good, but there's nothing there. So I'm gonna pull those off today, get this rear end dropped down onto my workbench, roll it outside, clean it up. Not sure if I'm gonna, these are Mike's iBox springs. I don't know if I'm gonna use those or not, but at least for today, the plan is just to get this rear end out and clean it up, and then I'll figure out whatever else. I have pretty much everything disconnected. I have the drive shaft off. I have the e-brake disconnected up there. That way the lines stay on the rear end. I finally got this rear brake line disconnected. You might be able to see that started to twist a little bit. Not much I can do about that. I did soak it really good with some rust penetrant and finally got it. It didn't break. I'm probably gonna put all new lines on this thing anyway, since it is 30 something years old. I have the nuts out of the lower control arms on both sides, and the shocks are loose. And I only have one bolt kind of holding the torque arm in. So my plan is to go ahead and sit this down on my workbench and then disconnect the rest of it, and it should sit there on the workbench. And then when Mike gets here, I'm gonna get him to help me take it outside and dump it in the yard and pressure wash it and do all that stuff. That'll give me good access to get to some of the spots I need to repair. I don't know if you can see that. This is the wiring for the fuel system. That wasn't like that when I did the car originally. This line, which you can see, super dangerous. That was pinched by this brace here. Let's follow the line. There's one splice, another splice, there's a splice there, there's another splice there. I don't know what goes up in there. I know there's at least 2 more splices. Yes, I know there's a hole. So we're gonna fix all that. That's super dangerous and probably not very reliable anyway. So we're gonna go through and fix all that crap while I'm in here. Hopefully the parts car I get will have one of these bulkhead fitting for the electrical connector. It's actually supposed to go up somewhere in there. My car originally didn't have EFI, so that was tucked up somewhere, not hanging back there. But you can also see like the fuel tank straps they're okay, but the rubber stuff is gone. You can buy brand new ones of those for $35 for the set. So I'm gonna pull this tank out. I'm probably time to put a new pump in it too. And then I got some other stuff to fix. So we'll get there, but anyway, that's a quick update.